Hello, welcome to IGTV. I'm Angeline Ong, and this is your look ahead to the coming week starting the 25th of September. We'll be joined shortly by Anthony Batista, co-host of Tasty Live, all the way from Chicago. But first, let's just get you across the things to watch out for in the coming week that could boost volatility. First up, we start in Germany. We've got the IFO business climate, the CBI distributive trades out of the UK. Following that really interesting hold by the Bank of England, and also after the Fed left the door open to further hikes, perhaps in this year. We also have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index and the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index as well. Further along during the week, we've also got the S&P Caixin home prices data, along with home sales, new home sales, in particular, and API crude oil inventories. Oil, of course, a lot of volatility there, given that the supply and demand picture has been shifting quite a bit in the last week. And then midweek, look out for news out of Japan in the form of minutes from the Bank of Japan. Germany is also out with consumer confidence figures. Much of the data surrounding this space within Germany and the Eurozone as well have shown a weakening amongst consumer consumption. And from the US, durable goods orders and EIA crude oil inventories on deck too. On Thursday, we've got economic sentiment out of the Eurozone. Germany is also out with inflation figures, whilst we have the final detail for second quarter GDP out of the US, initial jobless claims as well, and pending home sales. And we end the week on Friday with industrial production figures out of Japan, retail sales too, the Caixin out of China, and this will be data on its manufacturing and services data will be key, given we are waiting on more news of stimulus out of China. The Q2 GDP numbers out of the UK and the nationwide house price index will be one to watch if you trade a cable or anything sterling related. And from the US, watch out for core PCE price index and the Baker Hughes oil rig count as well. Let's join back now all the way from Chicago. Tasty Live is, of course, part of IG Group. But where do you see the most volatility in the coming week?
Well, we've had a little bit of volatility this week. Indeed, it's up about 15% from 15.5 to 17.5 as measured by /VX, the fear index from the CBOE. So we've had a little bit of volatility. We're back where we were in August when believe it or not, this was a low in volatility back in August, and we went down to 15 and change on volatility. We're back right up to that number. E-mini S&Ps, the S&P 500, our most widely watched market in the U.S., is also at a really interesting number, just under 4,400, which is where we were back in August 25th when we went much higher. So you've got volatility right back to where it was in August. You got the market right back to where it was in August. The only thing that you don't have cooperating to maybe making a little bit of a bottom or a little bit of footing in this market right now and maybe keep the fear in check is oil. /CL oil trading over $90. It's been over $90 for the last week. It has not moved with the market. I think it's the last piece of the market that we need to maybe get a little bit of footing in this market. Maybe if we see oil go a little bit lower, I think oil is going to be a bigger key than volatility. If oil goes a little bit lower, maybe we can get some stability in the market and continue our march a little bit higher.
Thanks, Matt. Stay there. I think you're totally right. Chevron coming out with comments saying that oil is going to rise much further. We're seeing those moves by Saudi as well. And many market watchers saying that it won't be long before we're going to see $100 a barrel oil. Also, really, despite the fact that the earnings season is pretty much over, we still have a few notable names out there reporting. We've got ASOS out with a trading statement, and also Costco Wholesale and Ferguson also reporting. And then on Wednesday, look out for Saga earnings, first half. H&M is another one to look out for. We've heard a lot from the retail space, and largely in investors have been surprised by the resilience in the first half in terms of consumer demand, but this might be changing in the second half. Micron Technology also is out with fourth quarter earnings, and on Thursday, look out for Avacta, Nike as well out with earnings, and Accenture. I guess, Bat, the key thing here is where do you think investors are going to be watching, given it's a lull? It's been really quiet, hasn't it?
Yes, I don't think you can. Well, obviously, you can't look at earnings anymore. There's only a handful of companies left to report with earnings. The season's over, so I think finally you could take a look at the market itself on the principles of how the market is doing. And if you really look back, I mean, we've just about gone up around 35-ish% in the market this year, at least by the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's going to be key. It's what's brought us higher. NASDAQ's been a little bit weaker as of late. Let's hope that it can catch its footing again with oil also reversing. So I'm looking for oil to reverse. I said it the last time I was on your show that I would like to see oil go a little bit lower. I think that's what the market needs for some stability.
All right, thank you very much. We have to leave this there, but we will catch up with you back as the week progresses, I'm sure. Until then, this is IGTV. I'm Angeline Ong, and for more analysis, do tune in to @IGCom or @AngelineOng on Twitter.